So quite literally, in about a week and a half from now, we could potentially be seeing potentially the next version of iOS coming out for our iPhones. Now, this is a pretty big deal, especially for people who own something like a iPhone 11, because the iPhone 11 is one of the older supported iPhones on the iPhone next version of software, which is iOS 17. And there are lots of features added within this next version of software, which genuinely makes me so happy. And I am very, very excited to see this next version of software come out. And there are lots of features coming out for our iPhone. Even though iOS 17 wasn't that major of an update, there are still lots of features coming out for the iPhone 11 in particular that I do kind of want to hit on. Now, the first thing I want to hit on is this new standby mode. This standby mode is a really cool feature, and it basically allows us to have a little bit more capability within our actual iPhone, which is actually really cool. So now if we're going through and if we're, setting our iPhone out inside of a, let's say almost like an alarm clock type of way, we can actually have our iPhone come up with a certain display to actually distinguish, what's going on, if we want to play a song, if we want to like a time. And although the iPhone 11 in particular has an IPS panel, you can still actually have this type of capability, which is actually pretty cool. So yes, it does kind of, show the whole display like with all the pixels, but it's still kind of nice to have that type of capability, which is honestly very cool. On top of that, we are also bringing interactive widgets, or I'm not bringing it, but Apple's bringing interactive widgets, which is also a very, very cool thing. They've been kind of rumored to be bringing this within like an iOS like 16.x update, but I'm very happy that we have this type of capability now within iOS 17, and the iPhone 11 also supports it. And there are so many cool features within iOS 17 that are actually being brought over to the iPhone 11. Things like name drop. This is a very cool feature which actually allows us to transfer our contact information from one iPhone to the other, and this specific iPhone also supports that type of capability. And you can also go ahead and share a bunch of other things by bringing two iPhones together, and you can even share play between two devices that way too. On top of that, we're also getting a new journal application, which is coming out later this year. It's not coming out right now, but that's another really cool thing that we actually have now. Before we didn't have it, but now we do, which is honestly a very cool thing. Now, iMessage is getting a very big update. I will have a video on my second channel kind of explaining a little bit more on that one because it's a pretty big update, but there's a lot more changes and a lot more backend stuff that actually did end up coming out within this update. The iPhone 11, weirdly enough, was kind of one of the devices that was kind of a cutoff moment for a lot of these devices. So a lot of these features in particular, you kind of do need an iPhone 11 or newer for some of them, but most of them you do need an iPhone 12 or newer, which is honestly kind of crazy. So in terms of that, I'm definitely telling you, iOS 17, be prepared to install it. I'm glad nobody installed it during the betas, but if you did wait, it should be coming out sooner than later. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.